everybody. Is everybody here? Before I begin, I just want to introduce Bob Gallagher is joining us today. He is our new chair of Parks UX. So for those that are online wondering who is the new face, welcome, Bob. Okay.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
All right. So we will begin. We'll call to order and I'll read the land acknowledgement. The Ganaraska Region Conservation Authority respectfully acknowledges that the land on which we gather is situated within the traditional and treaty territory of the Mississaugas and Chippewas of the Anishinaabe, known today as the Williams Treaties First Nation. Our work on these lands acknowledges their resilience and their long-standing contributions to the area. We're thankful for the opportunity to live, learn, and share with mutual respect and appreciation. And I will ask if there's any disclosure of pecuniary interest. None. We'll move on to the minutes of the last meeting from October 17th. Can I have a mover and a seconder for the minutes? Moved by Joan, seconded by Adam. Is there any discussion? Okay, I'll ask all in favor. Carried. The adoption of the agenda. Moved by Randy, seconded by Lance. Any questions or comments about the agenda? All in favor? Great. Delegations, we have none. And presentations, the Ganaraska Forest Recreational User Committee Annual Report. The staff report is attached. I have a mover and a seconder for this to open it. Moved by Mark, led by Adam, and Bob or Lance, did any of you want to speak to this report or?
Bob will present it.
Okay, Bob
will actually present it.
Okay, go ahead.
Sure. Great. Thank you. I did submit in writing, so you can take a look at it. I won't go through everything. As many of you probably know, I joined in the middle of the year. The user committee has 4 meetings a year. 2 had already taken place. So my report reflected the 2 meetings that I did chair, in addition to looking at the minutes and the video of the previous minutes. So even though I wasn't there, I guess I should start off by saying, I appreciate having been chosen for this role. I had no idea what I was getting myself into, but I love the Ganny so much, I thought I should try and throw myself forward in any way I could help. And it's been a delight so far. I've had, as I said, these 2 meetings where I'm just starting to get to know the people on the user committee. I've chaired many meetings, and I really like the way this is starting to unfold, which is to say it's a relatively informal process, but follows the rules of order, and people seem to adhere to a process and are actually quite engaged. And I've become very pleasantly surprised that virtually everybody that has been involved in the user committee and the meetings I've been in have really taken it seriously. They bring to the user committee ideas and reflections and concerns of their particular user group. And so I'm very I guess I consider myself lucky to have come into an organization that is serious about what they're doing. I think they all recognize that there can be real improvements in the Ganny in terms of the users. I mentioned a couple of them in my report, but I really get the sense that working with staff, that a lot of these issues that are coming forward, primarily around trails, are the kinds of issues that not only is this committee set up to do, but it is the kind of things that can actually improve and engage them. So all in all, I'm really looking forward to the next year. we seem to have more participation, as I've been told by staff, more participation that I've been trying to draw out in terms of the various members of the committee. And I think one of the challenges, in addition to the couple of the issues that I raised in my report, is really getting the user group feeling more comfortable with engaging even more, listening more, and to try to actually increase the kind of users that are happening and the input that we get from the user committee. So I'm going to leave it at that, just to say that so far I'm still sounding it out, but I am thankful for being able to play this role, and I'm very impressed with the people and the input that we've had so far.
Thank you. So I just want to say that we're equally thankful that you're in this role, and thank you for your leadership and the report so far, and the great work. So any questions for Bob? Go ahead, Mary.
Thank you for your report. I don't know if it's a question for Bob or for the board, but with regards to the discussion that the RUC had with regards to adding to the group, if that's a board decision, would the recommendation come from RUC and then the board would decide? Is that how it would work?
So do we, go ahead.
Do you want me to
do? If you had an answer.
Yes, that would be a board decision. That was a discussion at the last meeting. The terms of reference do come forward every year to the board. And those are set in the spring, so before the April meeting, so it will come to the board. There was a discussion, it was defeated by a tie. However, that will come forward to the board, probably in the March meeting in preparation for the April, the first meeting of the Recreational Users Committee. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
So, yes, so just to give a little bit. Well, just to give a little bit of highlight to that, I mean, we had a really engaged conversation. And I think people were very engaged in being able to kind of express the idea that maybe we should have some other voices at the table. But as mentioned, it was a 50-50 split. People didn't quite know where to go. It was made clear to us reasonably that the decision isn't for the user committee to decide what other organizations, whether they be local organizations or other provincial organizations, come to the table. It's really up to you, to the board, to do that. And I think there was, some good suggestions put on forward for needing a few more voices, and other ones uncertain as to how we would go about that. So, it was certainly not a definitive decision, but it wasn't something that the folks were uninterested in. They definitely expressed the animated opinions about the idea of having more voices at the table.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, so we will, thank you very much again, Bob, thank you. So we will receive this, all in favor?
Right.
Okay, so that is carried. Next is business arriving from minutes that.
So,
sorry, Bob.
Just to let you know, if you don't mind, I think I'm going to leave after my report now, because I'm in the U.S. Celebrating an American Thanksgiving, so I have a turkey waiting for me at the moment.
Thank you again. Have a good weekend.
So and once again, thanks a lot, and good luck with the rest of the meeting.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Okay, so we will carry on with business arising from minutes, the 2025 municipal levy. The staff report is attached. Could I have a mover and a seconder for that?
And then we have to have a recorded vote.
And then discussion, then we'll have a recorded vote. A mover and a seconder, moved by Adam, seconded by Tracy. And is there any discussion on the levy or questions? Okay, so I am seeing none, so we will have a recorded vote on this item.
Madam Chair, the recorded vote will be done alphabetically, and I will give the municipality and the apportionment. Willie is not in the meeting, and as explained in the staff report, the region of Durham can only have a maximum of a 50% vote. Each representative, when you have a vote and it's split, it's worth 25. So now the vote is at 75%. So it will take 36%, or sorry, 38% to pass. Did I do that right? Whatever 75 is
I understand.
in half. Plus one.
Right.
Okay. So Randy Barber, Town of Coburg, it's the votes 10.5469%.
Yes,
Mark Lovshin, Township of Hamilton, 10.7850%.
Yes.
Vicky Mink, Municipality of Port Hope, 8.4221%.
Yes.
Mary Mouton, Town of Coburg, 10.5469%. Yes. Lance Natchoff, Township of Cavan Monaghan, 0.2053%.
Yes.
Tracy Richardson, City Portha Lakes, 0.0893%.
Yes.
Adam Pearson, Municipality of Port Hope, 8.422%.
yes,
Joan Stover, Township of Alnwick Haldeman, 0.9825%.
yes,
And Mark Schwartz, Municipality of Clarington, 25%.
Yes.
So, Madam Chair, out of the 75% here to vote, the motion was carried at 75%, so 100% of the vote.
Excuse me, Madam Chair, could I just ask one question? It was an overall increase of 3%?
Yes, so the
I was trying to
motion,
find my paper. I know I read it and I've got everything else but that one.
the motion is that the GRCA Board of Directors approve the staff report that includes a 2025 levy in the amount of 1,318,251 and a 3% increase in salary grade effective January 1st, 2025. But it is a 3%
3%
overall. And
Overall.
some of your municipalities, because of the CBA, the current value assessment, that comes down from the province. And that was in a previous staff report on whether it went up or down. And that was also included in their letters that went out on October 18th.
Ready?
yes, thank you. Just a quick question on the recommendation. Should it read after 1,318,251, including a 3% increase? Or it says and as I read that, it would to me indicate that there's a top of another 3% on top. I just want to make sure that we're clear.
The staff report includes the levy
Yes.
and the 3%.
Okay,
So the levy does not include the 3%.
All right.
It's included in
So
the
we-
budget and the staff
thank
report.
you very much.
Is there any other questions regarding the levy? We already voted, but any other questions?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Number 8 is correspondence. We have none. Next is applications under the Ontario Regulation 41/24 and Conservation Authorities Act, permits approved by executive, and that is attached. So could I have a mover and a seconder to receive the report? Moved by Joan, seconded by Lance. Is there any discussion about this item? And is this one that?
Yeah, she's just not. I don't have enough information on one of the items, so I'm abstaining from this one.
You're going to abstain from the whole thing, okay. All right, so If there's no discussion, I'll ask all in favor. And we have one sustained.
Extension.
Okay, next is committee reports, Ganaraska Forest Recreational User Committee minutes from November 7th. Kevin, we heard a seconder, please, for that one. Moved by Adam, seconded by Tracy. Any discussion on these minutes? I think we have a great report already.
Just a question on e-bikes. We had a discussion on, in our local, council with regards to, e-bikes, e-scooters on public roads, but the forest, are there public roads through the forest?
Through you, Madam Chair, there are municipal roads through the forest, but the Ganaraska Region Conservation Authority deals with the trails themselves.
Okay.
And that's when we're speaking about central, east and west, we're speaking about the trails. We couldn't say that any roads through central couldn't have motorized use on them. We have no say over that, that's municipal.
Okay. Yeah. It's often a little bit of a gray area or conflict between the municipality and the forest. Any other questions about the report or e-bikes that was mentioned? All right, I will ask all in favor. Carried. So new business, Highway 401 expansion over the Ganaraska River and impacts to conservation areas. There's a staff report attached for that. Is there, can I have a mover and a seconder, please?
I move it.
Moved by Randy, seconded by Lance, and is there any discussion or questions about this item?
The comment that the bridge looks beautiful, was that designed by staff?
For you.
I know that the MTO paid
It
for
was,
it.
yeah, no, it was, we had an engineer, it had to be done through an engineer, and a structural engineer. Our water resources engineers, are different than the structural.
Okay, very nice.
But staff did build it, and they did an excellent job.
Oh,
Yes.
And I know Adam just took a little field trip out there before we got here.
It looks wonderful for everybody.
Let's go there.
Mhm. Okay, so if there's no other discussion, I'll ask all in favor. And that is carried. And next is the Ganaraska Forest Center gym demolition and proposed rebuild. So this is something that's been sort of lingering for a little while, so I'll ask if we can have a mover and a seconder to live up. Moved by Mark. Seconded by Lance. Oh, Bruce is down there, so, okay, and any questions or discussion regarding the gym? Oh, all right.
I hate to be the one asking all the
No,
questions.
that's okay.
Could you remind me the cost of a replacement? Has that been accommodated yet? Or it's a future project?
Through you, Madam Chair. No, it has not, and that's where this is allowing us to go out to seek a cost, to seek a design, a preliminary design, and then a cost, and then bring it back to the board. To say, we do have some monies set aside, but whether because of everything that's happened since COVID and building prices have gone. But when the gym comes down, which has been scheduled for as a staff report since 2021, we will be missing some storage. And again, which I'll go into further in another staff report, but some of the other buildings are now looking that if we're going to be building storage, can we accommodate some of the other structures that are there that are going to need some work? Can we accommodate them into a new structure within this same footprint? Not an elaborate building, but something that could house a couple of offices, a weekend kitchen, and some storage, and then Treetop Trucking's little office. So.
Okay.
Adam,
Yeah, I just noticed on here, earlier today that, it did say something about, additionally, does not appear as though that there's a sunset clause requiring that the building be reconstructed within 24 months of demolition. I believe that the municipality has aligned with the county, to allow now 5 years, so 60 months. For rebuilding after demolition.
Through you, Ken has been in discussions with the municipality to even see if there is a timeframe.
And we do have a time frame. We just got.
We were asking for an exemption to that.
I see.
To you, Madam Chair, it is my understanding that we don't, as long as we include an intent to proceed with the reconstruction of the building, that we will be able to build outside of that timeframe.
Awesome.
hopefully we won't think that.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why it is, the building will be missed, and that's why we need to move forward with it.
Yeah, so personally, some memories of that building, so it's sad to see it go, but I know that that time has come, so. Time to move forward. Any other questions, comments? I'll ask for the vote, all in favor? And that is carried. So for other business, we have the watershed-based resource management strategy. With the staff report attached. I'll ask for mover and a seconder. Moved by Adam, seconded by Joan. And is there any discussion on strategy? Great stuff, so I'll ask all in favor, oh, sorry.
Want me to say anything?
Would you like to?
Sure.
I can just very briefly say, you know, we, as mentioned in the report, we only got 5 comments. They were generally positive on our objectives and our strategy moving forward. Or there were some comments that were specific to the Garden Hill subdivision and waterfront and whatnot. And I just wanted to stress in the report as well as on our website that we will be open for comments essentially in perpetuity. We would welcome any comments from people who have shown us the respect by sitting down and reading that document. Yeah, we're open to feedback, so just want to reiterate that.
A question, just to assist that, because I saw that, I read the responses before I realized how many responses. Is there an opportunity to perhaps ask the municipalities, the respective member municipalities, to have some sort of link? Because I know Coburg has an Engage Coburg survey, but has it happened in the past? Is it a possible consideration where the audience could be wider? Is there a benefit to the GRCA? I'm just asking a bunch of questions, but just to get the message out.
Through you, Madam Chair, that definitely with all of the strategies, so we've just completed this strategy, we had to do our conservation land strategy. And there, we can certainly look at that, at linking in through municipalities, but they are all linked on our website as well. But we can certainly look into that.
Yeah, I'm not sure that like the average Coburg citizen who might check Coburg social media, town of Coburg social media, or get a newsletter may actually be aware unless they were a forest user. Or actually, sorry, connected to the GRCA.
So we can certainly look into that with our, through our communications, we can hook up with the municipalities, all the, not just Coburg, and see if there would be an interest to link that to. Thank you.
I just, for you, Madam Chair, to echo what Linda's saying, and I know we did put effort into fanning this information out on social media. And I know our communications specialist does have a good working relationship with all the municipalities. We will often repost a lot of messaging from our partners, and I think they do the same for us, so. But certainly there's always room for improvement. But
Yeah. there's lots of opportunities. We also post the minutes on our agendas too, on our consent agenda, so there's an opportunity to speak to some of these to the audience as well. who's listening. Any other questions, comments? Okay, I'll ask all in favor. And that is carried. And that is the end of this portion of the meeting. We have nobody here for question period. We do not have an in-camera, but we will have. Correct?
Yeah, we do have another, yes, we'll have to adjourn this meeting and then go into the source protection.
That's not in-camera though.
No, no, it's not. We have
Okay.
Nothing in camera for tonight.
So we will adjourn this portion, but don't go too far. Okay, so